I'm with Kushan Kodituwakku, the Managing Director of Orel Corporation in Sri Lanka, which is the fastest growing IT company here. Orel today is a global player and leader in electricals, lighting, as well as IT. They have been at the forefront of change and also involved in projects like the driverless car.
Good morning, Mei Wai. Welcome to Sri Lanka, and most of all, welcome to Orel Park here in Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas with our team on how to take a brand globally. As you know, we are a third generation business. I took over the company in 1995. At that time, we were a $1 million company, and today we expanded it to be $100 million. And we are now present in 6 continents, and we have about 5,000 people working for us. Mei Wai, one of the key challenges that we faced when we were going global was that Sri Lanka was really not known for engineering products. So when we started going and building our brand internationally, people were asking whether our prices are cheaper than China. And so this was a huge challenge. So the way that we overcame was that we felt that we'll go and buy businesses, especially in Europe and the US, and then bring those brands back to Asia as Asian owned brands, and that has been quite successful for us so far. Could you, from your years of experience in building Asian brands, could you give some of your insight of how we should build Asian brands globally?
Yes, Kushan, indeed. Brands born in Asia particularly need to be actually treated in a very bespoke manner. In fact, we should not see them as a homogeneous concept of Asian brands. So another thing to consider is many of the brands coming from Asia locally are brands born out of business families. And in fact, it's very important in planning for the brand architecture for the corporate company as well as the consumer brand to take in consideration this entire process of the DNA. And once the brand has achieved some traction in being global, it's very important that the brand acts globally. What we mean is that its ability to invest and behave in a global manner based on the stages of development required. For instance, at different stages, you may need to build awareness or distribution or growth to drive the brands, how you use digital, which has become a hygiene factor, to reach out globally, or the omni-channel marketplace to create very memorable experiences for the brand. Lastly, on people, one of the commonalities I find between local brands that have been successful to move globally is linked to also the people, the commonalities that the CEO and the board of directors tend to be very progressive and open-minded in investing the brands ahead of time, even in mergers and acquisition. In some cases, this will mean also investing 1 or 2 generations ahead. And of course, another thing that's very interesting is the fact that very often these local brands have been driven by the passion of the CEO and pride of that local brand, and the obsessiveness in wanting to meet consumer needs.
Mei Wai, my dream is to see Sri Lanka build local brands globally. The fruits of our labor and the seeds that we plant today will help the next generation reap its benefits. I think no country can go from 0 to 100 overnight. So some of the things we need to take very long-term approach and start building these brands, and one day, if we don't benefit, I believe our next generation will.
Thank you, Kushan. for inviting me to this beautifully curated garden of yours within the Orel Park.
Thank you very much, Mei Wai. It's a pleasure to have you in Sri Lanka. Ayubowan.